Big Z Reviews. Draft Day is one of the few sports movies that exists that is not really about playing the sport and is more a look behind the scene at what goes into the sport that so many people love, especially in America. And it's really a movie I like to watch a lot of years before the NFL draft to get me into the mood for draft night. And I really enjoy it.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Sonny.
Sonny. Every year, someone comes out of this looking like a donkey. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good, because tomorrow I got a feeling it could be you if you don't make this deal.
I need you to make a splash, Sonny. If you can't do it, then I have to do it.
Just to be clear here, you're threatening to fire me, right? Your job is to coach a team I give you. They do it different in Dallas?
Yeah, they do. They win. A lot.
So this movie came out in 2014, and it was directed by Ivan Reitman, and it mainly stars Kevin Costner. And then there was also there's a whole big cast of characters supporting it, but including a young Chadwick Boseman, Jennifer Garner, and Frank Langella, along with just a bunch of other really, really cool people, also including the actual NFL commissioner. But it's so interesting when you think about what other sport movies are out there. I think maybe even Moneyball is maybe the closest it comes to kind of just looking behind the scenes at more at the administrative parts of the sport, in the movie format. And it's amazing that like Moneyball, that it can be so thrilling for just what is like a day in the life of an NFL general manager. Of course, amped up. But it's funny watching it, all of a sudden where it's I've changed my mind. I now want 3 years of first round draft picks to move up 6 positions. And it's yeah, no one would do that. And then also when different twists happen later, no one would do that. But at the same time, there are so many crazy draft stories. I mean, even last year with the Carolina Panthers, they gave up a lot to move up to the number 1 spot to get a quarterback that sucked last year, although the team itself sucked too. But the quarterback they maybe could have gotten looks a lot better. But you don't really know with these players. All you know is how they are in college. You don't know what they're going to do on an NFL team. And there's so much interesting things that go on with it. I think the biggest fault for the movie to me is that so much is happening that day. And there are a lot of crazy drafts and stuff that happen mid-draft. But I think a lot of times, things happen leading up to it. Even look at this year. You have the Chicago Bears, obviously drafting the future quarterback of the NFL, that could potentially be the next Patrick Mahomes, in the same way that the quarterback in this movie, which is supposed to be the next generational quarterback, that the Browns, there's this team this follows the general manager for the Browns, Kevin Costner is. And there's a lot of crazy stuff with the Browns, because right now, it's not a draft, but they probably the worst contract ever by paying a bunch of money to a sex offender / rapist that isn't that good. Especially, my team is the Steelers. So I'm definitely not a Browns fan, but at the same time, I had the almost 20 years of Roethlisberger kicking their ass. But so I don't mind them that much. They're not like the Ravens. They're actually a much better team. But it's really interesting to look at it, because even this dramatized, and also a whole thing where Kevin Costner is dating Jennifer Garner, who is the head of their salary cap, that. So it's and there's interesting stuff too, Kevin Costner's father, who used to be the coach of the team, died a week before, and so there's a lot of extra drama. But at the same time, it's it's a day in the life of a NFL general manager, and it's really thrilling. And it's also, great. I mean, they have the entire NFL like went along with making this movie, which is almost kind of surprising because it's sometimes like may not put like the best light in some of the stuff, but at the same time it's really interesting and really building up the draft. Because right now, the NFL draft is an event. Like a lot of people, including me, because I don't like basketball, especially the NBA. I watch a little bit of college basketball, only like the March Madness. But like a lot of people are more excited about the draft, the NFL draft, than they are about the NBA and the hockey playoffs, which is kind of funny. I think more and more, football is America's national sport. Baseball has fallen off, and football is our sport. And the draft is a huge part of it, and I'm really excited for it. Like hopefully I get this out on Thursday, the day of the draft, and I'm really looking forward to it tonight. I did a couple of mock drafts, see what I would do like for all the teams, and I think that like I think like a lot of stuff people think that like a lot of the top picks everyone knows about, but you don't really know. And it's interesting because the same way in this movie, like Kevin Costner starts to figure out that there are questions about this quarterback's like personality, his morals, and there's questions about the quarterback this year, although they're mainly about how he paints his fingernails, and he's a bit of a diva with a dad that is like wants to make him a star. He was trying to get the whoever team drafted, he wanted to have like a percentage of the team if they drafted him. Of course, the NFL was like, no, not happening. But there's surprisingly a lot of stuff mirroring this year's draft in this movie, because I mean, it's interesting how that happens, and it's a really surprisingly good film, and actually it holds up to multiple viewings. Like I think a lot of people that are fans, like they might rewatch it before the draft, and it kind of it's surprising how like, it shouldn't be that good. And honestly, like some of the stuff is a little bit, oh come on. But at the same time, I mean, there is a lot of crazy stuff that can happen in the draft, and it's always fun to watch, And this movie kind of captures that. And they have even like the footage. They have like footage from real, I think, in the games, and they have even like college team like footage of the players that are in a draft. Like I'm not sure exactly how they did it, but some are obviously like they must have just got dressed up to people and sent them in the game. But like or that they might have modified it, but like it feels real. It feels like, if Hard Knocks was allowed to follow a team on draft day. And it's too bad. Like I wish in the future it'd be so cool to see more tapes about the draft war rooms. But then sometimes some teams release like footage afterwards, and it's so interesting. It's also so like I mean heartfelt a lot of times when you see the teams call the player, and maybe that some even in the third or fourth round, and you call on the team, and you see them, there's so much emotion because they're like even the minimum rookie contract is like $400,000 or something like that. Like and so I mean like there's this life changing amounts of money, and they capture that the feel of the draft. And like I said, even though they is the Browns, and the Browns always suck, and it's kind of funny that like again even continue with the Bears, like they had a quarterback that was coming off of an injury, and a lot of people and they think he could be the future, but they have the first round pick and the quarterback that could be the best quarterback ever. So they essentially the Steelers got him for free. That's the thing in the movie. Like the different stuff happens. Like, I won't spoil it, even though it's a 2014 movie. But like in the real world, the Bears gave him to the Steelers for a 6th round draft pick next year that could potentially turn into a 3rd round if he plays half of the year snaps. at least starts half of the year. And so, like, there's definitely, they went the route of picking everyone who expects them to pick. But, like, so interesting to think about, could they be talking here? Could they, like, I mean, of course, they need a quarterback now, so they're not doing that. But it's still interesting, and it's a really, like, even if you don't normally like sports movies, I think you could really like this. Even if you don't like the NFL, I think you could enjoy this. Like, even though it's like it's an administrative drama or thriller, like there's a lot there's a lot of stuff in here to enjoy. I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. But thanks for watching. If you want to see more of me, you can subscribe down below. Thanks.